We just arrived at the 200-year-old farmhouse of Brian Williams. It's located in Otsu, which is about a half-an-hour train ride from Kyoto. These are one of the last of the traditional farmhouses in Japan, and it's about 200 years old. There's Brian.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to our humble home. When we bought this place, everybody in this village thought we were going to tear the house down. They thought it was useless. There was nothing here. This was bare earth. The people who owned it before, they'd run deeply into debt, and the gangsters basically took it over. They'd taken everything, including the garden rocks. So we got a whole bunch of new garden rocks, and we built this walkway here using old tile and all these rocks. And I got that stone lantern from a friend of mine living in the mountains. Planted all these trees. I was directly involved in placing all these rocks. By directly involved, I mean I was wrapping cable around them and working with a hoist and getting it just right and lowering it into place. I mean, physically involved. It's been nice, you know. It's wonderful to live in a house where it's also your creation. A building that was going to be torn down and bulldozed, and we've made it into something special. Come on inside and I'll show you. From the outside, it didn't look so special, the roof, because it's got tin over it. And I put all three daughters through college and redone this house inside, built the garden and traveled the world. And my next project is to rethatch it and to build a kuda right next to it. So that's kind of my dream, and then this house will become my complete dream house. But inside, if you look up, you can see the house, the way it's built. I don't know if it shows in the video or not, but those beams that go up there, they're tied together with straw rope. This house is not put together with nails. It's put together with joints. Come down here and look there. See up here? You can see the little pegs that are holding the joints in place, and the beams, and the classic Japanese carpentry. They take, when we come into the living room, you'll see more. When we redid it, we decided that the front half of the house, what you're seeing here, we would do in Japanese style. So these are tatami mats. My paintings here and there, and I love old Japanese furniture, so we have a small collection of that. And then the inside, the other room, we kept the old farmhouse feel to it, but we made it into a Western style room. So if you come in here, suddenly it's not tatami mat, it's a board floor, and a table and a counter that I designed and actually helped to make. We have a piano and sofa. Let me turn on the lights for you a little bit. And these wild paintings. I'm recording. Okay. Well, for the first 53 years of my life, I always wanted to play piano, and at the same time I thought it would never be possible in this incarnation. Until I met somebody who said, "Sure, you can do it." Not really. She said, "I'll teach you." And so she taught me for 2 or 3 years, and at first I didn't believe my hands were going to move separately, but they do. That's the last few bars of Trommelei by Schumann. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Anyway, when I'm tired of painting, I've got another piano in my studio. I just take a break and I come over and bang away here and figure out how to do it.
Do you want to talk about the wall?
Yeah. Let's swivel this that way. When we first bought this place, this was just an embankment. It's just a kind of a dirt embankment, and there was a little road here that the farmers use. They use their little trucks to drive out into the paddies. When they redid the paddies, they straightened them out, and the landscape has never been as nice, but it's too bad. But what they did, they built a new road out in front, and so we were able to purchase some of this road, and my neighbor purchased enough to run a wheelbarrow. So we split it, basically. I got 2/3. And then I traded 2 or 3 paintings for about 100 tons of these gorgeous garden rocks. And we had a backhoe, and we would carve away maybe 10 feet worth of the road. And then from the backhoe, we'd wrap wire cable on these rocks. For the first 2 days, I had a professional stone wall builder, and the gardener and myself. There were 3 of us. But I had all these great ideas. And at the end of the second day, the professional stone wall builder realized he had other work that he could not ignore. So he bagged out. Basically, he didn't want to be told how to build a rock wall. But if you swivel it, you can see that we actually had a lot of fun. It was the best thing that happened that guy left. Every one of these rocks, I wrapped wire cable around, and we hoisted it up. And if it wasn't aligned right, we lowered it again and rewrapped the cable so that when we hoisted the rock, it would orient it itself exactly the way I wanted to park it in the wall. And every day we would set 3 or 4 rocks. There's 30 meters. What's that? A good 100 feet of wall. You don't see it now because a lot of it's growing in. But I spent a whole summer building this rock wall with this gardener. And again, it's one of the things that I've enjoyed most about this house is that I didn't just, I didn't just walk into a house that somebody had built and in a garden that someone else had planted. This house, a lot of the design is our own design, all our own ideas. So I feel that the garden, this rock wall, the garden out in front, the way these rooms are designed, all of that is like a work of art, just like my paintings. And I love it. I feel that I'm living in one of my own works of art when I live in this house. I don't know what more I can say about it except that that's a wonderful thing to be able to do.
How many years have you been here in Japan?
I've been in Japan for 38 years, and in this house, in this home, for about 25. 25. It's a 200-year-old house, and when we moved in, the neighbors, a rumor spread that says, "Hey, a gaijin, a foreigner, bought the old Kichigoro place. What's he gonna build there when he tears that shack down?" But before I bought this place, I climbed up behind the roof and I made sure that there was no leaks, that the structure was sound. I wanted to make sure it was worth restoring. Because I didn't want to tear it down. I wanted to live in an old Japanese farmhouse.